Hi, welcome or welcome back to my studio. My name is Miriam. I'm from Artcurious. So, this is the second part of the last video. If you didn't saw it, please go to the description. There you will find the link, and you will find also the link to the original work made, technique made by Patricia Carmichael from PM Art Studio. Sorry about that. And you will find also the link in the description. So now I let the tray dry from the last work we did, and I am going to insist on the same work, but to put emphasis now on some places and to dilute some others to mix to form a foreground and a background. Okay, after this we are going to do our own twist. That's it. At this part is like Patricia's technique. Now my twist on it. I will glue something. You will see in a minute. In the meantime, I'm adding paint, adding oil pastels. I'm adding glue with a sponge to do the work. And I alternate between the two of them. Okay, here I am choosing some paper on the reds and on the greens. So we are going to do flowers. I am going to first, I always like to draw, to do a sketch of what I'm going to cut. I'm not a woman of trace and copy, but you can put on the draw as when you are satisfied. You can put trace paper, trace it, transfer to the print paper. I use jelly print paper because I like the variety of colors. It's not like plain, but if you have already print paper that you want to use, if you have rice paper or napkins like tissue paper with flowers, that you can use it. You can cut it, a fussy cut, and use it. Okay. So I am going to show you my technique on this, and I expect to see you work, but with your own twist if you want. Okay. Here I'm taking my time. I did a first one draft, rapid one. Now in the second one I'm refining it. And now I am going to do it on my paper. I don't do all the flowers the same. I will show you one because all the parts of the flower, the different parts, have different light on them. So you can do it plain paper and do the lines. That's one way, and it's valid, it's okay. What I'm going to show you is how you can suggest volume, light, and shadows just changing the papers that you are using to the flower. I have an idea. I didn't do that, but you can do one flower, all the parts in red, and another flower, the same one, all the parts in pink. And then you exchange the parts so you have two different flowers at the end. That could be done. And I think we will do a video only for that, this kind of techniques with paper and glue in another time. Now it's like you will see I'm cutting some pieces. In these pieces I'm forming the final flower. Here I changed paper to make, like I said, the petals are not the same color all, and you see the petal goes around, goes down, so you have something that is not the same. It's not the same light that influence on this part. So to suggest volume, you need to do the difference. Here I am cutting. After that, you will see I wanted to do the part who folds. Then I needed the original petal to not exceed the width. Hope it makes sense. So I put the petal on the other paper to cut it well. But this is me. I like to do things because my creativity is something that is potentiated to those moments of chaos. Here, you see, I am putting the pieces to form the flower. And yes, I'm satisfied with this. I continue with the work. I'm not satisfied. I rearrange it. Even I can cut it again. That's nothing is set in stone, you know. In art, everything goes. And if not now, you can set aside and revisit. All the time, I was working on the table, and after that, when I was editing the video, I happened to see that there is a flower on the table already from the start. That is the table clock have flowers, but I didn't see it. So I didn't see it. I missed the opportunity to copy that instead to do my own. But at the same time, I have the opportunity to do my own. As I said, everything goes. If you want to do all this work, because it's a lot of work. I cut it in your behalf. You won't see me doing all the flowers. Just want to see how the technique goes. I know that between my subscribers, there are a lot that know a lot, even better than me, some things. But as I know and encounter in my life, never you cease to learn. Maybe from all the work I'm doing today, you could find one thing that it's new for you. If not, always is a pleasure to see the art develops, how it's developed. Okay, I am going to do a disclaimer. Finally, I'm going to glue it. Yes, yes. A disclaimer is that this video have a lot of technical difficulties. I made it 3 times by now and couldn't complete. So I'm not going to record anything like my voice again. Please forgive me if there are typos. How do you say typos with the voice? Okay, you understand. And here you have the flowers. Now that they are near, you can see how are they make. I made that the little one that didn't open yet. And now we need to glue them to our tray in this case. So I'm arranging. I'm not sure how I'm going to put them yet. So you don't glue and then you see. You see first. You see what your options are. I think I have it really. You need to see the composition on the, and because we are going to add something else that is surprise, as I live some places without flowers. It's not a mistake. Could be a mistake, but it's not. It's intentional. Okay. So now I need these flowers to start to shine. If they are look alike the surroundings, you don't see them. I want them to be apart. Like you'll see after I put the finished work, you'll see that it's like they are going out the page, out the tray. And that's what we need to accomplish. Sometimes it's a shadow. Sometimes, like this time, is white, and the technique with the glue to disperse the colors. I thought we must enjoy our time, not only hear me, but to see the art. Here is the first part of our jar today. Do you see? You can really see the difference between the flowers and the background. Now we are going to play with these stencils of PM Artist Studio. One is the little butterfly. So both of them is the latest of the butterflies that is. One of them is the butterflies, and the others have a name. Monarch. One is the monarch. Uh, I will leave the proper name in the link in the description. Okay, but I really enjoyed this part. I played with part of the stencils with the jelly plate, and for this particular job and what I want to accomplish, I use them as stencils with paint. I didn't use brush. You can have more really better final result. I made it with the sponges. Wanted to try it, and it really worked well for me. Maybe it wasn't so just. I wasn't want perfection, but if you want to be perfect, so you need to do it with the brush, as I did now. You know what? I did use the brush all the time. I prepared the sponges, but now I remember. I did use the brush. Okay. As I said, I'm not going to retake this voiceover, so here is me as myself. Too. The thing is that I'm putting first the color. You saw a butterfly. The butterfly had colors, and most of them have black lines surrounded that. So you'll see how we are going to do the black lines, even though it's not all the process on camera, and please forgive me. I didn't realize I wasn't I wasn't working on frame. Sorry, but I will explain. So, first of all, I'm putting color. I'm trying to blend between colors, but also I could do to work in any place by separate colors. So the thing is, you need to enter with the color inside of the cutting parts of the stencils, not outside. But even if you went outside, no matter, because we are going to fuzzy cut it. What is very, very, very important is that the stencil doesn't move while you are painting. As I saw that even on the paper that, sorry, I didn't tell you, this is rice paper. So even on the rice paper, doesn't move the stencil a lot. If you put gently one finger on it, it's okay. And as you can see now, can you can paint. If you see that the stencil is stays, you can paint without put the finger. Now, I took off the stencil. You need to clean it, and it will be ready for the second part. I made 4 butterflies. So first I made all the color part, and then here is the color part or the stenciled butterflies. And then I grab the stencil again, and while clean, I put it in black paint on it. But I did it on a separate paper because it stains. Then I grab it in my hand with the paint up, and the second part you will see, I will tell you, but wait. Here is my stencil with the paint, gently, and remembering and seeing where to put it. I put it upside down with the paint down on the paper. Now, I didn't do any mark because I'm pretty sure I could do it well, but if you are not sure that you are going to put the stencil on the second time in the correct place, you can mark the first time as you put the stencil on the paper, before you put color on it, you can mark the upper part, the white, the down part, like a line on the paper. So as we are going to cut it, no matter if there is a line outside the stencil. So said that, let's continue with our work. So here are the 4 butterflies, and I put them aside to dry. This is dry, and we can continue work on the details. So as you know, it is a long amount of time for the work, and I am really like in a hurry always. But if you have the patience, you can set it aside and come back to it with the same technique that we've been using, the technique that Patricia teaches us, and come back with glue, with the old pastels, till you have the better result. Now, if you want to glue things on it, you can do whatever what I did. Be in between dries, you work with the other one. So now I grab some markers, some alcohol markers on red, pinks, and greens to do a more contrast. But not line, but shadows and to do more vibrant even the colors. I choose the alcohol markers because we are working on glue, on dry glue, and not all, or at least that I thought, not all the mediums are going to stay there. So now I put the tray aside. My butterflies are dry. Again, the fussy cat is out of frame. Sorry about that. I will pay more attention for the next videos. But I'm going to fussy cut them. After I cut them, of course, we can use them as is if please our design. In my case, I want them from the side. Here my son gave to me some black fine point marker that I'm going to use to complete the places where the black lines are not whole. When you put paint manually, not with the roller, you cannot see, at least it's black, so as you put, you can see the it's wet, but not always. So there are places that maybe little touch with a marker completed. After that, I'm going to fussy cut, and then you won't see it because, as I said, it's out of frame, but I'm going to cut it in half because I want the butterfly from the side. And for those who ask about the technique that I use in the butterfly on the flower that I did, it's the same technique. The same technique I use for that and for this. Here I'm placing the butterflies as I did with the flowers. Placing first, see what I want. As you see, it's half. So one half go to one direction and the other direction. So you need to choose how to put them. When I'm pleased with the design, with the placement, I glue them. Here I decide what I'm going to glue. Maybe the best way to work, and I said that to myself every time, but I'm a rebel, what can I do? As maybe the best is to plan this ahead. So if you plan ahead, you take measures, you have a separate paper with the same measures, so you do a graphic, even a draft about what you want to do, and the composition is not me. Sometimes I do it because I want to learn, but it's not me, definitely. I'm the one who didn't know what exactly going to do when I did the first video. But I think everything is coming to place when you work like this. And maybe it's a little, it's not perfect. But it's my creation, it's my process. So, so we are gluing the butterflies. I used to glue, well, there is a technique of gluing that is wet on wet that I didn't use it. That you put on the surface and on the paper you are going to glue. But no matter what technique I use, I put in my collage glue on it also. Now here you can see the work, the final work. I put a varnish on it. I hope you enjoy it as me.